Welcome to Photoshop. In today's class, we're going to be learning how to create text by adding dialogue to an Archie comic or a comic of your choice. And right now we're looking at the interface along with this JPEG of keyboard shortcuts for different tools and techniques. So the first thing that I'm going to teach you how to do is zoom in. And to do that, you're going to press and hold Command and then plus to zoom in and minus to zoom out. It's pretty easy to do. The next tool that I'm going to teach you is the hand tool. So the hand tool is on the bottom of the toolbar, and the hotkey to pull it up is H. And this is important because when you're zoomed in and you press H, you can sort of shift the image around so that you can better identify what it is that you want to look at. And right now what we want to look at is this particular button right here. This is T for the text tool. We're going to be pressing this or selecting it on the toolbar on the left side of the screen to adding text. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that in a moment. I'm going to shift back to the hand tool and pull up the move tool. So if we press the letter V on our keyboard or select the move tool, which is the very top button on our keyboard, on our toolbar, we can use this to select different layers. We're going to be using it a little bit today, but a whole lot in the future. And right now what we're going to do is create a new canvas. To do that, I'm going to click on File and then New. Great. So now what we're going to do, because we just changed the size of this canvas, is we're going to be adding text. And to do that, again, we're going to press either T on the keyboard or simply click on this little icon right there. And when we do, we can see that we got this little cursor, the changes from the hand tool or whatever, and now we see a blinking cursor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write Photoshop and give it a little exclamation point because we're excited. And I can see that a few things. I can see that there's a little line underneath this specific text, and that means we can edit it. And when we can edit it, that means we can simply highlight it. And I'm going to change the size from 7.5 to 60. And so now it's pretty substantial. But I want to shift it down. To do that, I'm actually going to pull the mouse away, and it changes into the move tool. Beautiful. And it's a little too big, so I'm actually going to press now Command A. That selects everything. Command A is the same as Command All, and we're going to drop it from 60. Let's try 48. Beautiful. I'm pulling the mouse away. I can see the move tool comes up. I'm going to click and drag. And to confirm your text, I'm going to press check. That looks amazing. And you'll notice that that little underline disappears. I'm going to click one more time. And I'm going to write the first rule of this class. And the first rule of this class is to have a lot of patience. Patience is really important. I'm going to shift this text over by moving the mouse a little bit. And I'm going to change the color by highlighting everything. And at the top of the screen, we can see we've got this little red rectangle, right? When you select that, it pulls up the color picker. We've got this spectrum. I'll change it to this nice blue. That's pretty cool. I'm going to confirm the text by pressing that check. Amazing. And I'm going to click one more time. I'm left clicking. I'm going to press 2 for the second rule of the class. And the second rule of today's class is to work hard. Today and every day. I'm going to shift this text over a little bit. Beautiful. I'm going to press Command A. I'm going to reduce the size. And this time, we know how to change the size. We know how to change the color. I'm going to change the font from Arial to something fun like Queen of Heaven, which I downloaded. But to do that, it didn't change automatically, right? What we need to do is press Command A or simply select everything. And we're going to select now Queen of Heaven, and that looks pretty cool. All right, we're going to confirm by pressing that check. And now we know how to add text. We know how to zoom in and out. We know how the move tool works. We know a little bit about how the hand tool works. I'm going to zoom in on this Archie comic. So your instructions for today are to add text to each of these dialog bubbles. You're going to be creative. You're going to write a really compelling narrative. I'm going to select the hand tool. I'm going to shift this up. And so what is Archie saying? So I'm going to press actually just T. He's going to say, what's up? And then he's a little bit concerned. Oh, and so to do a line break, you simply press enter on the keyboard, and he says, how are you? I'm going to pull the mouse away, and what I know right now is that this text is center aligned, which is kind of cool. You might have it as left aligned, and so if we press that, you can see that it's sort of all aligned with the left margin. Likewise, if we click right aligned, it's going to look like this. Typical convention and comics suggest that we're going to be doing center aligned text. So I'm going to shift this over. I'm looking for something exciting, creative. in addition to that Jughead comic, you can do this comic with me and Mr. Chan. I'm super excited about seeing what you guys are going to produce. To save your work when you're done, what you're going to do is click on File, Save As, when all the text is filled. And the default is a Photoshop file. You're actually not going to be submitting this as a Photoshop file today. Instead, you're going to be saving it as a JPEG. And so we can see it. This is Archie 2017. I'm simply going to save it as first name, last name, and you guys are too. Save. And it says, do you want to replace it? We do want to replace this. This little window pops up. You're going to press OK. And we've got it saved as a JPEG. You're going to go into Google Classroom, you're going to submit it, and we're going to take a look at it at the end of class. Can't wait to see your work.